Hello YouTube and welcome to another edition of Success with Cars. I'm Anthony Green and I'm going to be talking to you today about getting started in the car business. Pretty much what we're going to cover is general expectations, why you should be in the car business, and what you should expect during a normal day flow. So getting started, why the car business? Well, the car business has been a pretty lucrative thing for me. I did not step into the business expecting to do it for as long as I have. And when I got into it and I found out that I was actually kind of good at it and the amount of money I was making, I decided, hey, you know what? This is something I should stick with. This is something that I could fully see myself being able to support my family and grow as a person with. I'm not saying you're going to have the exact same reaction that I did. However, there's not a lot of jobs out there that don't really have uncapped potential for you. What I mean by that is a lot of people today are going and working for companies for salaries, and with the salary, I fully believe that you kind of like pigeonhole yourself into the amount of money that you can actually earn. It doesn't matter how hard you work. There's always a cap based upon a predetermined number that you can make. And I view hourly as salary too, because you may say, well, hey, listen, I don't have a salary, I get paid $15 an hour. And that's true. You put 60 hours of work in, you know exactly what you're going to make. Me as a car salesman, I don't have that luxury, and because of that, I go to work every single day and I try to maximize the amount of money I can earn just per day. I don't view it as me going to work for 8 hours. View it as me having to sell a car, and I do, on the most part, everything I possibly can in order to do that. I do have days where I'm just not feeling it and I got to get myself out of a funk. But the reminder that I'm not getting paid to be there is that actual funk. So when you think about it from that standpoint, a car salesman can make anywhere between $30,000 a year if you're really, really shit, up to about $125,000 a year if you're very good at it. And that's before you get into all the bonuses and things like that. I'm just thinking based off of basic commission and whatever pay plan that your company may have. Pay plans will range depending on the company that you work for. You have some ownerships that they'll be out for themselves. Let's just call it what it is. I've had some that were as shitty as that they offered you 20% of anything that you sold over invoice, and then you got a bonus at the end of the month based off of the amount of units that you sold. But let's just say you sold 20 cars, you would think that that would be a really nice bonus aspect of it because you get a percentage of your overall gross, but they hold your negative deals against you. And see, like, that was something a lot of people don't understand about car sales. So you think you're selling a $30,000 car, that you're going to get a percentage of that. That's actually not how it works at all. What happens is you sell that $30,000 car, but the factory says that the car, they sell it to the dealership for $28,000. That's what the invoice price is. Anytime you sell a car for $30,000, you only get paid literally a percentage off of that $2,000 profit margin right there. So if you have like a 25% pay plan and you have $2,000 worth of gross, that's $500 that goes into your pocket. With the ownership getting the remainder of it. So that's something a lot of the general public don't understand. They figure, hey, I'm buying, an Impreza at $19,400, but there's no markup in it. So, to them, they aren't spending a lot of money. To a salesman, you're like, dude, I'm literally getting a $100 Mini, or in some stores, $50 Minis, or whatever the Mini is. And yeah, people think that that's literally how it works, and I really wish it did work that way. I mean, I can get anywhere between 210 to 250 cars a year. If I was making the percentage off of the amount of money that I was selling, I would probably be owning my own dealership by now. I'd own several dealerships, but yeah, that's just not the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. and you got to take that into consideration. So pay plans are very important. The one that I'm currently with is really, really solid. It's 25% flat, but there is a pack. And what pack is profit that actually goes back to the ownership. So take once again that $30,000 to $28,000 invoice to MSRP range. If I sold the car and there's a $750 pack, they take that $750 out of your gross, and it goes straight to the ownership, and then I get paid off with the remainder aspect of it. But my dealership has a really nice volume program. Anytime I sell more than 8 cars, I start getting $80 a copy. So it means, well, I get retro at that, so they go back to the first car, and they give me $80, and all the way up to where it's at. And then each car additionally I sell, I get another additional $80, no matter the gross amount. On top of it, we also have a $250 flat bonus, and then there's money from the manufacturer as well too. So for the past 2 years, I've been a 100K guy. I sell, like I say, anywhere between 16 to 20 cars a month. I average about $300 a deal in my pocket, or if you multiply that by 4, I make $1,200 a copy. Which is it's not the greatest thing ever, but after packs and things like that, hey, you know what? I'm comfortable with it. I would obviously like to make more money, as I guess everybody in the world. But like I said, I'm not telling you this because I want you to think that we're all greedy people. I'm telling you this because I really want you to understand what you can get yourself into. The best that I've seen, the best that I've talked to, I've been to conferences and stuff, there's guys that make $200K a year. And they do that because they have pretty much a hell of a setup. They've been at a spot for 20, 30 years. People come back specifically for them. They're not taking fresh ups like guys like me. They literally walk in with 8 appointments set, and they have people literally working for them. And when you've established that, there's no need for you to, to open your own doors or anything like that. Maybe personally, I would want to, because the amount of earning potentials dealerships can make is just incredible. My dealership, for example, we're forecasting to possibly hit $4 million this year from the sales department alone, and the service department literally makes 4 times that amount. So as you think about it from an owner standpoint, it's $4 million worth of profit. I would love to have a percentage of that, and that's honestly what I'm working for. But at the same time, I don't care what your goals are. I just hope you have goals. And if you're looking to at least make 30 grand, you can do this as a sales rep anywhere in the United States. And you could always have a profession that you can fall back on just in case times get rough for you. And then another thing is there's no need for you to be a villain in order to make the money that I do. I'm actually a very honest sales associate. I really put my clients' desires and needs ahead of my own. And what I mean by that is, as a good sales rep, there are times that I take a trade-in perfect. I buy a car off the street for the dealership, or I just get a hell of a deal on one coming off of an auction or something. And I know, being the veteran I am, I know what we're in our cars for. I could have a customer that comes in, and I want to steer them into one specific car that's going to pay me incredible, or I can actually help them find the vehicle that they need. And I'll always go the route of helping them find the vehicle that they need. I know other guys that don't do what I do, that will force people into cars that they don't need, and you know what? They may make a couple grand more than I do. At the end of the day, it's not worth the headache for me. I don't need to lie to people. I don't need to do sneaky things in order to make money. And you don't either, actually. That's one thing I really want you to take home from this video. You don't need to do shady things in order to make money. Just be you, and you can. I also do it because I really love people. I enjoy talking to new people, and that's something you get to do on a regular basis. You get assholes that come on, and you get really, really sweet people. Like this month, I've been on fire with really awesome people. And actually, if you're one of my customers watching this, and you look at the date and you bought a car this month, or actually even towards last month, I really liked it. I haven't actually come home and complained to my wife about anything recently. But, it's repetitive, but it's also unexpected too, because where it's repetitive at is, you're going to get into a specific, you're going to come on in and you're going to sell cars, you're going to make your phone calls and stuff like that. But where it's unexpected is, different people have different needs. And when that comes up, you have to work deals differently, and that's where it gets really fun, because you start seeing patterns and stuff, and you're like, oh, I know how to do this, and you make the adjustments that you need to do. You still have fun, and you sell your cars. And another thing I love about this business, and I really hope you should consider, or why you should consider it, is that it's literally like owning your own company with zero overhead cost. I mean, literally, I don't have to pay for the lights or anything like that. And I know some sales guys who use that as a closing tool, but the fact remains that it's pretty incredible when you can walk on in and you could have 200 cars in your inventory that you didn't have to pay a dime for, and your job is literally to get those bought. And that's sales, so it's something I really hope you would consider. Now, there's some downsides to it too. There's some expectations from you, and your expectations literally going to be 48 to 60 hour work week. You can't get around that. I make these videos on Tuesday because it's my day off, and I kind of shoot a little bit later than I normally would like to shoot. But it's just because, hell, I'm tired. I need a little bit of rest. You're also going to have to be organized because there's a lot of demand on you. So, if you don't plan out correctly, if you're not organized, you're not going to be as successful as you can be. I've been a slob before at some dealerships, and I still made my money, but I didn't make the money that I could have made, and that's shame on me because I wasn't organized. And you're gonna have quotas, but let's just get real here. Who gives a fuck about quotas? Like my management team would be like, hey, you got to sell 16 cars this month. I'm like, oh, okay, my forecast is 20. So it's like it's a little bit of a downside with it, but hell, like it's a cool thing to have because it kind of keeps you posted. What to expect during the day, man? You're gonna have calls to make, emails to make. You're gonna have to set your appointments, because if you're not setting your appointments, you're not getting paid. When customers come on in, you got to do product demonstration, meet and greet, trade appraisals, all that fun stuff. And we're going to go over that too, because that, honestly, this portion of it's my ace, and this is where I think that it really helps you make more money, And then obviously you have the close, or if you don't close, you have to follow up. You have to follow up your closes too, sell or no sell. Just get into the habit of, mentally habit that's what you're going to have to do when you go into work. That's a quick summary of what to expect with the car business. Like I said, I did ramble a little bit, but I really think that this business is incredible, and I would really invite you to come and give it a shot wherever you live. Give it an opportunity. Give yourself an opportunity to make some money. Give yourself an opportunity to have a lifestyle that maybe you never thought. If you're watching this right now and you know somebody who's a drug dealer, or someone who has a great personality but doesn't really apply themselves, show them this video, dude. If you're a drug dealer, for example, man, you're hustling in all the wrong places. That little bit of lifestyle that you live in, the trouble that you go through, to make 20K, you can come and do my crap and you can make 30K, and you're not gonna have to worry about anything. And that's being weak. You probably have a mentality that's that's more cutthroat than I am. You're gonna make more money than me if you do this. So yeah, that's pretty much the sum of it. I'm gonna start ending with a little bit of suggestive reading for you. I would highly recommend to read Think Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'm gonna put my next video out next week. If you take the time to sit down and read that, or listen to the audiobook, or watch the videos on YouTube. There's some good videos for Napoleon Hill with Think Grow Rich. Start getting you in the right positive mindset in order to move forward. Other than that, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or subscribe as well too. Also take a look down in the comments section. I do have my last video as well too, and I'm going to always update it with the next one in the series as well too. Until then, keep your head up, keep pushing, keep selling cars, and keep making money.